Hello, this is Daniel Mart, and today I'm going to be doing another video. This time around, I'm going to be giving my death predictions again on who I think Negan has killed. However, this is going to be covering some possibly leaked information. It's right before the trailer, and right before I'm going to be doing this video, obviously, right before the trailer hits. There's already been some character portraits that have hit. I already did a video on that. I'm going to upload that video before this one. So yeah, now, it's been more or less accepted, I want to say, that two characters will die in the season 7 premiere. That Negan will kill two characters at least. It seems that many people think that him killing one character won't be enough, and many people think that two characters should be killed. Now, recently, there's been many reports, leaked information, whatever, that say that the two deaths, and spoilers if you don't want to hear it, may be Abraham and Glenn, which is interesting to say the least. Yeah, and the way this news came about is really odd because, as we know, The Walking Dead and AMC they threatened SpoilTheDead, which is the biggest spoiler Walking Dead fan site. They said that SpoilTheDead reveals anything from season 7 in regards to who Negan killed, they will be sued. However, it seems like some of those people, and maybe not the higher-ups, maybe not the people who run SpoilTheDead, not particularly them, but there are people like, let's say, admins or like random creators. Like, for example, me, I'm just some random creator, but then you have the famous people on YouTube, like, I don't know, PewDiePie or Jenna Marbles or whatever. I don't fucking know. Like that, like those are high up. So it'd be like kind of YouTube's suing them if they were to leak some kind of information. But let's say I leak it, nobody's gonna give a shit. So it's kind of like that. It seems like there's been some lower admins, for people who just go to the site for just to check it out. It seems like they have figured out who was possibly killed in the season 7 premiere. And many people they're saying it's Abraham and Glenn. This coupled with the fact that Nerdist, which is a company that Chris Hardwick runs, also stated that they predict that Abraham and Glenn are the most likely ones to get the bat. Now, for those who don't know, Chris Hardwick does Talking Dead, which is a show that comes right after The Walking Dead. So, it is pretty interesting how someone so close to the production of The Walking Dead, because he does have footage of him being on set of The Walking Dead. If you watch Talking Dead, he does go on set of Walking Dead from time to time just to check it out and whatever, for footage for Talking Dead, and just to get hyped up and whatever. So it would seem interesting for him, of all people, like random admins just predicting would be like nonsensical. Nobody would really pay attention. Like, yeah, that's a good idea behind it, but Chris Hardwick, who runs Nerdist, which is a huge company, probably bigger than SpoilTheDead, but has ties to AMC and The Walking Dead. The fact that he predicts Glenn and Abraham will die is something to take note of, because then one of two things are happening. Either one, they are getting influenced by what other people are saying, and saying, yeah, we believe Glenn and Abraham are gonna die because this bullshit, even though in reality it's because all the fans are saying that's who it's gonna die. So that's one reason why they could be saying that. It's just they're being influenced because of what other people are saying, which makes sense. And Glenn and Abraham are up there. Like many people predict that the death is gonna be either Glenn, Abraham, Daryl, or Eugene. And getting two of the biggest contenders for that death does sound somewhat reasonable. However, it could just be a ploy for AMC to distract us from who actually dies. Whether it be one person or two people. Maybe Abraham and Glenn don't die. Maybe it's Eugene and or Daryl. Or maybe it's Glenn and Eugene, or Glenn and Daryl, or Abraham and Daryl, or Abraham and Eugene, or something like that. Or maybe it's none of them at all. Maybe it's like Rosita, which I'd be pissed off, because I really... It's one of those things that I wouldn't want her to die. But not because I like the character, it's because I don't think she's that big of a character to receive that type of death. And then I just don't like her character as a whole. I mean, she's nice, personality-wise, but aside from that, I mean, she really has nothing going for her aside from some bullshit relationship. Even in the comics, it's like that, so I really don't like her character. You know, so yeah, they could do that. For sure, though, if I have to say two people who are safe, 100%, Rick and Carl, they're safe for sure. Anybody else is, a free for all. Who do is it possible that could be Glenn and Abraham? Probably. That seems to be the consensus. Do I believe that? However, I mean, I want to believe it, but at the same time, we don't really have that much to go on. That's the thing. It's just predictions at this point. We do have the season 7 trailer coming out tomorrow. So after we watch that, then we could do some further predictions. But yeah, right now it seems that many people, and it seems that it may have been leaked. I'm using quotation marks on leaked because we don't know if this is actual news or this is true. But it seems that this may have been leaked or predicted. That it is Abraham and Glenn. And if they die, I mean, that's Glenn's death in the comics. So that will be, it is sad to see him go, especially since he's been there since episode 1 of season. He's been there from like the very first episode of The Walking Dead. I mean, if you guys don't remember, we heard his voice at the end of the first episode while Rick was in the tank, but we didn't physically see him till episode 2. So yeah, it will be a shame to see Glenn die. However, that is his death in the comics. So there is that going for him. And as for Abraham, at this point, Abraham's dead in the comics. And if he would have died like he did in the comics, he would have died when Deanna died, or Denise died, back with the arrow through the forehead. That was his death in the comics. So that's one of those things that could go either way. Either A, they could have just been saving up his death for right now just to give us a bigger shock value, or they could just be doing more things with him in the future. So yeah, I mean, and him, he'll be sad to. I would be really sad to see him go too, because of the fact that he's so, despite him being so physically imposing and strong, he is vulnerable. Like he does have, he lost his family to the apocalypse, and he has PTSD and all that shit, and he is valuable. And again, Negan, I don't know. And that's one of those things too. People argue: does Negan know who he's gonna pick already, or is he actually doing eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Which will be interesting to know. Who knows? That's Glenn's death in comics, and Abraham should be dead by now in the comics. So either way, it's gonna be sad to see him go. If it were Daryl or Eugene, it'll be sad to see them go as well. Daryl doesn't even exist in the comics, and Eugene is still alive in the comics. So there's that. As for anybody else, Aaron is dead. I think I believe Aaron's dead in the comics. It's either him or Eric, or one of those two. I mean, Aaron's dead in the comics. Michonne is Sasha in the comics. Basically, Sasha doesn't exist, so Sasha kind of took Michonne's arc in the TV show. Carl and Rick are still alive at this point. Rosita's dead in the comics, but it's way past this. That's the thing. She just recently died in the comics. That's the thing. Who else do we have? Michonne, Sasha. I mean, everybody else there is either alive or dead, or Daryl doesn't exist. So, yeah. Maggie is still alive in the comics, but you never know. It sucks. Is this information viable? Is it believable? I feel like there is some hint of truth to it. However, I still say we should take it with a grain of salt because we never know. Maybe Nerdist is saying this, because Chris Hardwick and Nerdist are the major things propelling this theory, or this assumption. Maybe AMC is deliberately putting us in a false sense of security, I suppose, or they're giving us false information, maybe through Nerdist, because they know Chris Hardwick is big both on social media and with The Walking Dead, so it could be just false information. They've done that before with Gareth going to Washington D.C. They've done that before, so it'd be interesting. I want to say that. I'll say that much. It'd be interesting. So yeah, trailer comes out tomorrow, season 7. Can't wait. And yeah, it's basically it for now. Subscribe, comment down below, like the video, share on Facebook, Twitter, MySpace, or whatever you guys prefer. And that's basically it for now. This is Daniel Mart signing off.